Gurpreet, we are live now.
Okay,
Okay.
so hi everyone. This is Wonder House Facebook page going live now. How are you all? A very happy Earth Day to everyone today. And yeah, so we have the cherished, storyteller with us today, Nupur Aggarwal from the famous Storywallahs. So Nupur is basically a nutritionist by education, and she basically gives nourishment for the soul and can also heal hearts through her carefully chosen stories. And not only this, she brings a lot of surprise elements while she narrates the stories, and she involves her audience. When she narrates some stories, she involves her audience in a number of lot of exciting ways. So I'm sure she is going to surprise us today as well. So let's see what Nupur has in store for us today. I hope you would enjoy this session. Stay tuned with us till the end of the session and do share your feedback in the comment section. Over to Nupur.
आ गया आ गया स्टोरी वाला आ गया आ गया आ गया स्टोरी वाला आ गया. Hello friends, I'm Nupur Aggarwal from Storywallahs and I'm here for you with my bag of stories. So let us get started right away. So the first story is about a farmer who found an enormous turnip in her garden one day. She found in her garden an enormous turnip. Well, she was so excited. She just grabbed the turnip and she tried to pull it out. 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 But the turnip stayed put. The turnip stayed put. Oh no, this turnip is so stubborn. Let me go and ask Pa Farmer to help me. So she went inside the house and she called Pa Farmer to help her. Pa Farmer grabbed Ma Farmer and Ma Farmer grabbed the turnip and they tried to pull it out. They tried to pull it out. The turnip stayed put. The turnip stayed put. Oh, this turnip is so stubborn. Let me go and call the little boy. He should be able to help us. So, Cow Farmer went inside the house and he called the little boy. The little boy grabbed Pa Farmer grabbed Ma Farmer grabbed the turnip, and they tried to pull it out. They tried to pull it out, but the turnip stayed put. The turnip stayed put. Oh, Daddy, this turnip is so stubborn. Maybe sister can help us. So the little boy went inside the house and he called his little sister. The little sister grabbed her brother. The brother grabbed Pa Farmer. Pa Farmer grabbed Ma Farmer. Ma Farmer grabbed the turnip and they tried to pull it out. They tried to pull it out. But the turnip stayed put. The turnip stayed put. Oh, they were getting so tired. And then, what did the little girl do? She went inside the house and she called her dog to help them. The dog grabbed the little girl grabbed the little brother, the boy grabbed Pa Farmer grabbed Ma Farmer grabbed the turnip and they tried to pull it out. They tried to pull it out, but the turnip stayed put. The turnip did not come out. Oh, that was very disappointing. It was a hot day. They were truly tired and they decided to leave the turnip alone. Just then, A mouse came around and the mouse squeaked. Can I help? Can I help you pull out the enormous turnip? Ma Farmer was excited. She told the mouse to go and stand behind the dog. And that's where the mouse stood. The mouse stood at the end of the line. The mouse grabbed the dog grabbed the girl grabbed the brother grabbed Pa Farmer grabbed Ma Farmer, and together they tried to pull it out. They tried to pull it out. And then, just then, the turnip began showing up. The turnip started coming out. Do you see? And they pulled and they pulled and they pulled and they pulled, and the stubborn turnip wasn't stubborn anymore. The turnip started coming out. They kept pulling, and they could together pull out the enormous turnip. Yay! They all screamed in delight. Ma Farmer once again grabbed the turnip and she went inside the kitchen. And what did she do with the turnip? Any guesses? What could she do with the turnip? There she is with a bowl of hot turnip soup. She served everybody a bowl of hot turnip soup. And when they all drank it, they all sat together and they all chanted, "Never give up, never give up, never give up, never give up." Yay! Let's clap for Ma Farmer and her family who did not give up on the turnip. Well, I hope you're enjoying the session. We would love to read about your comments and about your feedback. So keep them coming as we move on to the next story, which is about a tailor who lived in a town not too far from where I live. And the tailor was the best tailor who had ever lived in that town. His house was always full of beautiful, beautiful fabrics waiting to be turned into beautiful, beautiful clothes for the beautiful, beautiful people of the town. From morning till evening, he would just snip, 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 and stitch, stitch, stitch. Snip, 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 stitch, stitch, stitch. And as a result, he never had any time for himself. He never had any time to stitch anything for himself. So for him, always his clothes were torn and tattered. He had like a pair of trousers and a pair of shirts, and he would wear them every day. And so, over a period of time, all his clothes had gotten torn and tattered. And then, one day, the tailor received a beautiful fabric as a gift from his friend. And when the tailor saw the fabric, oh, he had a twinkle in his eyes, he had a smile on his face. He decided to turn that fabric into a beautiful coat, a coat for himself. And so he laid that fabric on the table and he started working on the fabric. So, as I helped the tailor turn the fabric into a coat, I have a little job for you. So you all have to do this action: snip, 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 stitch, 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 snip, 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 stitch, stitch, stitch. So as I turn the fabric into a coat, I want all of you to chant snip, 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 stitch, stitch, stitch 3 times. Let's begin. So he started working on the coat. Snip, 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 stitch, stitch, stitch. Snip, 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 stitch, stitch, stitch. One more time. Snip, 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 stitch, stitch, and stitch. And there he was with a beautiful coat. Oh, how wonderful it was. He was so happy. He wore it and he stood in front of the mirror. Oh, how handsome, how dapper he looked. And when he wore the coat and he walked down the street, every head turned towards him, and every man who was watching him had the same thought. Oh, I wish I had a coat like the tailor. So the tailor started wearing his coat every day, everywhere. He wore it in the summer, he wore it in the autumn, in winter, in spring. And what happens when you wear something every day? It gets torn and tattered. So his coat, his beautiful coat, got torn and tattered. And when he looked at it, he was so sad. He did not want to throw away his coat. He looked at it hard. And then he thought, ah, there is enough fabric left in it for me to make a jacket out of it. And so once again, he started working on his coat. Once again, he snipped, 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 and he stitched, stitched, stitched. So as I turn the coat into a jacket, you once again chant 3 times for me. Snip, 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 stitch, stitch, stitch. So once again, let's go. Snip, 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 stitch, stitch, stitch. Snip, 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 stitch, stitch, stitch. Snip, 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 stitch, stitch, stitch. And there he was with a jacket. He gave it a nice cut at the bottom. Now he was so happy with the jacket. He wore it, and when he stood in front of the mirror, how handsome, how dapper he looked. And when he wore it and walked down the road, every head turned towards him, and every man who was watching him had the same thought. Oh, I wish I had a jacket like the tailor. So the tailor started wearing this jacket every day. He wore it in the summers, he wore it in the autumn, in winters, and in spring. And what do you think happened to the jacket? It got torn and tattered. Oh no! My jacket is torn and tattered. How do I wear it now? He looked at it hard. He looked at it, and then he realized that there was enough fabric left in it for him to make a scarf. So he did not throw his jacket. He worked on it. He turned the jacket into a scarf. So once again, 3 times, you all have to chant snip, 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 stitch, stitch, stitch. So he turned his jacket into a scarf. Snip, 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 stitch, stitch, stitch. Snip, 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 stitch, stitch, stitch. Snip, 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 stitch, stitch, stitch. And there he was with the scarf. Oh, how wonderful the scarf looked. He was so happy with what he had made. And he wore the scarf. And when he stood in front of the mirror, oh, how handsome, how dapper he looked. And when he wore the scarf and he walked down the street, every head turned towards him. And every man who was watching him had the same thought. I wish I had a scarf like the tailor. So this tailor, a happy tailor, started wearing the scarf every day, everywhere. He wore it in the summer, he wore it in autumn, he wore it in the winters and in the spring. And what do you think happened to the scarf eventually? It got, yes, you're right, torn and tattered. Because if you wear something every day, it does get torn and tattered. The tailor was very disappointed. It was his favorite scarf. He loved it. But he was not ready to throw the scarf. He thought about it. What could he do with the scarf? He looked at it hard. He thought and he thought. Well, just then he realized that there was enough fabric left for him to make a handkerchief out of it. So once again he got to work. He went snip, 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 stitch, stitch, stitch. So 3 times you please chant for me. He snipped, snip, snip. He stitched, stitch, stitch. He snipped, snip, snip. He stitched, stitch, stitch. He snipped, snip, snip, and he stitched, and he folded the handkerchief and he kept it in his pocket. And when he stood in front of the mirror, oh, how handsome, how dapper he looked. So he started wearing that handkerchief. He started using that handkerchief in one of his shirt pockets. And whenever he would go out of his house, he would just wear that shirt with that handkerchief tucked in. And whenever he would walk on the road, every head once again would turn towards his shirt, towards his handkerchief. And every man who would watch him would have the same thought, oh, I wish I had a handkerchief just like the tailor. And so it became his favorite handkerchief. He started using it every day. He used it in the summers, he used it in autumn, in winter as well as in spring. And what do you think happened to it? You're right. It got torn and tattered. Oh, he couldn't use it anymore. He was sad. He looked at it and he wondered what could he do with it. He thought hard, and then he realized that there was still enough fabric for him to turn it into a button. And that's what he did. He took out his scissors and his needle and thread and he began working on it. He snipped, 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 and he stitched, stitched, stitched. So once again, 3 times for me, dear friends. Go chanting, snip, 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 stitch, stitch, stitch. He snipped, 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 and he stitched, stitched, stitched. Well, it was a nice round button, and using golden and silver threads, he stitched that button onto his shirt. And when he stood in front of the mirror, you were right. How handsome, how dapper he looked. Well, when he wore that shirt with this golden and silver button and he walked down on the street, every head turned towards him, and every man who was watching him had the same thought. I wish I had a button like the tailor. And so he started wearing this shirt with this particular button every day, everywhere. He wore it in the summer, he wore it in winter, he wore it in autumn as well, yes, and winter and spring. And what do you think happened one day? Oh no, all the silver and the golden threads he had used to stitch the button started fraying. It was all torn and tattered. He removed the button from the shirt and he held the button against the sun and he looked at it hard. He looked at it hard and he wondered what could he do with it now. He thought and he thought and he thought. And then he decided. He decided to make a story out of this button. A story that I just shared with you, and I hope on the occasion of World Earth Day, you would spread this story around. You would tell your friends and your family about the importance of recycling. So you see, the tailor never threw away his coat, his jacket, his scarf, his handkerchief. He never threw anything. He would always find ways of recycling it. So it's an important message that the story gives us. Reuse, recycle. Do not throw things just at the drop of the hat. So that was all from Storywallahs today. I thoroughly enjoyed being here, and I hope that I will be back with more stories just for my little friends out there. So thank you so much. We would love to hear your comments and feedback on this session. Do like the Wonder House Facebook page and do like Storywallah's Facebook page and tell us what would you like to hear next. Stay safe, stay positive. Over to you, Gurpreet.
Well, that's amazing, Nupur, and it was delight to have you. I really enjoyed the
Thank you so
session,
much.
and I hope our audience would have enjoyed, as much as I
Thank
have.
you.
So I've learned something today. Snip, 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 stitch, stitch, stitch. So that was a wonderful learning, and I'm sure our audience would have also learned, something out of it. So looking forward to have many more sessions with you. Thank you for joining us today. And to the audience, please do like and comment on the session. We hope you've enjoyed it, and keep sharing your feedback with us. We look forward to have Nupur next time again. Okay, bye bye. Thanks,
Thank
Nupur.
you. Bye bye. Bye.